Hey y'all, it's Dr. DDB, your elite MD, winners win, and I am winning. Y'all see I done changed up my little look now. I changed up the look, put the curls back in, the braids are out. But y'all don't care nothing about that. What you want to know is why you on here talking to us today. And the reason why is because I get a whole lot of questions is RN to MD. Why didn't you get your NP? Right? So if you don't know, let me tell you a little bit about that. So since I was a little girl, 8 years old, I thought my grandmother, who I had never met, she passed away when I was a little girl, I thought she was a nurse. Turns out she wasn't nothing like a nurse, but in my brain I had this whole envisionment. My mom took care of people, but my grandmother had nothing to do with this. So since I was 8, I always wanted to be a nurse. And there has been roads and bumps and everything that got me there, but I did become an RN. I got my bachelor's in science in nursing up in Anchorage, Alaska in 2006. However, on this journey and becoming an RN, I didn't have very much money, so I had multiple jobs. And when I say multiple jobs, I'm talking about I didn't deliver mail, worked at Outback, hostess, waitress, had 3 jobs at one time. You name it, I was trying to do it so I had money for school. But this one job changed my life because when I was working on this cruise boat, all of the people that were coming on the cruise boat, you know, when you're a waitress, you just kind of talk to people and they asking you, so what you want to do? And I would always say nursing. And they were like, Didi, you cannot stop at nursing. You are just phenomenal, so forth and so on. They would give me all of these compliments and accolades. And I was saving up money then for nursing school and so forth. And they were just like, you got to go for your nurse practitioner. I had an aunt too who was just like, you got to go for your nurse practitioner. And that's what when people tell me to do something, I'm one of those people, I'm fitting to do it, okay? So you asked me, I would say, okay, I'm going to go through nursing school and then I'm going to bridge program into nurse practitioner. However, when I graduated in 2006, they sat us down like in this big round table, you guys. And at this round table, they gave us these articles that said that nurse practitioners who had their masters was going to perhaps have to go back to school if they weren't grandfathered in to get their PhD in order to continue to have prescription writing privileges in Anchorage, Alaska. And I had no intent on moving from Anchorage at the time. And I was just like, yo, I'm looking like, ain't nobody trying to go back to school, get no PhD. When I'm done with this master's, I'm fitting to be done, okay? Who wants to go back to school? But this one young lady, she was so sweet to my heart. Everybody knew I was going to nurse practitioner school and I was ready for getting ready for GME. And she turned back and she goes, Dr. Didi, you know, and she was talking about PhD, but I had a squad that I told you guys that stuck by me, and they had been talking to me for 2 years when I was in Alaska serving these children in a psych facility. And I'm working nights after nights and weekends. And those weekend nights, they had access to my ear gates. And they told me over and over and over, you're going to go to medical school. You're going to become a doctor. And I shut them down every chance I got because I was just trying to make it through nursing school, more or less. So when it got time for this graduation, I wasn't even trying to hear anything about any more school. But because they believe in me, and because they saw more in me than I could see in myself, and because they saw a brighter future, and they saw whatever my brain was doing and how I interacted with kids and people and maybe my attributes and my character, they were able to say, your future is bigger than you think. Go this way. So to answer your question, I never wanted to be an MD. That was not in my calling for me. But when God has a calling on your life and he puts people around you that are good people, make sure you have a good squad. I keep saying this, and I want this to be drilled in because my life is about the people that I surround myself with. And if they're phenomenal people, they're going to guide you and say, listen, why not MD? Why not MD? So I'm here to help you do things in an unorthodox manner. So as you know, I did not get my NP. I am Dr. DDB, your elite MD, winners win. and we are winning. So that's my story about why I am not a nurse practitioner and I am a fabulous MD. And if you're interested in more of these videos, stay tuned.